We are live, baby. We are live. Live and direct, live and direct. It's your boy, always real. Alex Rawtech is in the building. So, guys, you know, what's up, TJ? The live stream says it all. Raw Talk, Open Tech, and Mobile Talk live. I want to talk about a whole bunch of different subjects. Of course, mobile is going to be towards the end because I'm talking about tech in the beginning. Especially the tech giant that I want to talk about in specific is Karna. Like, this is the straw that broke the camel's back with Karna. I know Karna, if you look it up on YouTube, they've been dealing with a lot of fraud, right? So, they've been dropping people's credit limits, right? And I got defrauded by this company came in claiming to be DS or PO, that famous brand, boxer brand. And I even made a shorts. It has a lot of views talking about it, how these people bamboozle you, don't listen to them. So last year I was at 3,000 purchase power with Karna, right? I worked for 3 years to build that up, buying nonstop. Last year alone in Karna, when I using the Karna app, I spent $12,000. I spent 12,000 because I would pay it off, reuse it, pay it off, reuse it. What's up, Tim? Play it. And guys, don't forget to smash that like button. Pay it off, reuse it, pay it off, and reuse it. And that's how I got to that limit. So then I get defrauded by this fake boxer company, and they're telling me, "Oh, you got to send proof that you never received the items." I sent them proof that I never received the items. I sent them the tracking number that says from this fraudulent company claiming to be POSPDS, that famous boxer brand. And I showed them that the tracking it wasn't even from UPS or USPS or FedEx or any of them. It just says delivery delivered to Trenton, delivered Trenton, New Jersey. It didn't say my address. You know what I'm saying? Nowhere in the documents of the screenshots does it say my address. So Karna got mad and dropped you know, my 3,000 purchase power to 1,600. So then I disputed again last year. They default on the dispute saying it's not valid, blah, blah, blah. I need to send them more proof. I send them more proof. I send them the video from the damn channel. And they come and drop that 1,600 down to 1,050. Now, yesterday, I disputed it again because I'm not paying for something that I never received. That's the whole point here. The principle here is that I'm not paying for something I never received. So then Karna again drops me from 1,050 now to 700. So I'm just done with Karna, guys. I'm saying to say this that I'm gonna port out my number probably like on the 15th of this month to Metro and get a free phone with Metro or get a free phone with Straight Talk or get a phone with anybody for free that's offering a free phone with a port out because I'm not staying with Karna. Soon as I pay them off, which I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pay them off, give them the money that they want this month, and then in March give them the remaining of the money that I owe them, and I'm gonna pay them off and cancel them. So I not gonna have Karna Mobile. I'm not. I'm not gonna sit here and support a company that's not supporting me when I got defrauded. You know what I'm saying? Karna doesn't help you with fraud. They don't. Their whole dispute department is a department of jackasses. I'm sorry I have to say that, but it's true. It's a department of jackasses because how is somebody? I sent them the proof, the time that it said it was delivered. I go outside, I take pictures of my front porch, my cement front porch, and there's no package there. And they still want to argue that, oh, I have to pay the $38. So they just lost somebody that spent $12,000 last year in stuff on Karna over $38. But it's like I told customer care, if you guys want to lose me over $38, I guess I don't give a crap neither. You guys don't give a crap about me. I don't give a crap about you. this whole relationship that we have for the last 4 years is done. So I'm not gonna sit here recommending Karna no more. I'm gonna cancel my membership, paying freaking $20 a month for no damn titanium card. At least the $50, $53 that I spent with Chime, the card is mine. I don't gotta keep paying $20 a month to Chime to keep my titanium card like I do with Karna. So that's it. I'm done with Karna. I'm gonna pay them off. I'm canceling my Karna line. I'm moving my number most likely over to Cricket to get the I would listen. I was gonna do this yesterday. I was gonna get the Moto G 2025 Power, but and I already did everything right. I was at checkout. It is free as long as you get the $45 plan from Straight Talk, the $55 the Gold, or the Platinum, which is 65, right? And then the thing that I don't like about it is that um Verizon with Straight Talk, they're only giving you a $5 discount for 3 months. After the first 3 months, you're gonna pay 65, you're gonna pay 55, you're gonna pay 45, which I think they should have that permanent discount because to me, Straight Talk is like visible. There's no brick and mortar locations. You selling the phones at Walmart, which is a third party retailer, doesn't count as you having a brick and mortar location. Okay. Because Straight Talk is not the only brand that Walmart sells. So I feel like Verizon's dropping the ball because now they gave Straight Talk truly unlimited data, which doesn't slow down no matter what. And I just think that if Straight Talk wants to be more competitive, they have to drop the price permanently. $60 with autopay, 50 with autopay, 40 with autopay on the $45 plan permanently with a autopay discount permanently, not for the first 3 months. So I was gonna do so. But then, I like messing with Gemini. I asked Gemini. I was like, Gemini, does the Samsung Galaxy A17 support millimeter wave with Straight Talk? Nope. The A17 does not support millimeter wave, ultra wideband. Does the Moto G Power support ultra wideband? Nope, ultra wideband, which is crazy to me. But then, as I went through the specs of the phone, it says sub 6. So it only supports C band. So what would be the whole point of me getting? No wonder they let you get the $45 plan because the $45 plan does not include C band. It's only low band 5G. So that being said, that's why they let you get the cheapest plan to get the A17 free or the Moto G Power free with Straight Talk because you do not have millimeter wave capability on these phones. They do not have N260, they do not have N261 or N268, which is millimeter wave. So they won't connect to Samsung greatness, Ericsson greatness, Nokia greatness. So it will not connect. It is only sub 6. So that's why the Moto G lineup is really popular with T-Mobile and AT&T, meaning Cricket AT&T, and T-Mobile meaning Metro T-Mobile, because they both rely on mid-band. They don't rely on high band like that. T-Mobile hardly has any millimeter wave, just like freaking AT&T. So AT&T relies on C-band, T-Mobile relies on N41. So for that being said, they don't care about millimeter wave. So their phones do not support millimeter wave unless it's an iPhone. But the newer iPhones that you buy, if you buy the 17 Pro from T-Mobile, it's not going to support millimeter wave. So that's why I decided to buy my 17 Pro with Apple and finance it through T-Mobile so I can have millimeter wave. Because if I would have bought the 17 Pro through T-Mobile and then paid it off completely in the next 24 months, it was not going to work good with visible or straight. It was not going to be supportive. It would only pick up C-band. So why would I want to spend $1,650 on a phone that's only going to pick up N41? No, because let's say God forbid one day I just want to leave T-Mobile. I want my phone to be fully unlocked when I pay it off, and for it to be supportive on every carrier, not just T-Mobile. I don't want it to be okay. Well, since we don't have millimeter wave, what did you call? What is it called? Apple. Don't add band N260 or N261 or N268, which is millimeter wave. What's up, guys? What's up, Joseph? So I just think it's corny. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it makes it difficult. We could go on the Straight Talk website. We're gonna go on the Straight Talk website, straighttalk.com. And it's just crazy. Like, I don't understand. I felt like every phone, if the phone could come out for Verizon, right? Because we know the Samsung Galaxy A17 is available for Verizon postpaid. So if on the Verizon postpaid side it does have millimeter wave, why not on the prepaid side? Like, that's what kind of had me upset. The fact that it doesn't support millimeter wave, because Verizon doesn't have no phone that doesn't support millimeter wave unless it's a flip phone. But all these smartphones, the Samsung A series and all that, they have the stuff. You know what I'm saying? And right here, what kills me about the Straight Talk website, which I'm gonna do a screen share with you guys so you guys can see. What kills me about the Straight Talk website is that it doesn't let you go into details and specs to find out the specs of the phone. You get what I'm saying? And that's what gets me even more aggravated, as you guys can see, because we're doing a screen share here. And of course, we're live streaming on T-Mobile Home Internet, T-Mobile for Business Home Internet. So you see here, nowhere does it say, it just says offer, and I don't see nothing about specs. Well, it says specs right here, 6.7-inch display, 5G compatible, of course, super fast charging. Let's keep going down. Let's see. It has an Exynos 1330. It has Bluetooth 5.3, a 5,000 milliamp battery, 6.7-inch Full HD Super AMOLED display. It has 5G, okay, 120 gigs of storage, but I don't see nothing about bands. And look at the little box is gonna come in. Just gonna say Straight Talk Wireless. It's not even gonna show your Samsung phone, which that's crazy. But you see what I'm talking about? There's no nothing about the basically the bands that the phone support. There's nothing here talking about bands. So that's why I had to basically ask, what you call that, Google Gemini, and Gemini broke it down that the phone does not support. And these phones only support 1080p. 1080p recording, only up to 1080p. They don't support 4K streaming, recording. So, all my videos, even my screen recordings, guys, are in 4K. Not even joking with you guys. Even my screen recordings are in 4K when it comes to this channel. So even when you guys see me do a screen recording, it's in 4K. It's not in 1080p, it's in 4K. So you know what I'm saying? So basically the moral of the story is, guys, that I'm saying bye to Karna as a whole, as a mobile carrier, as a financing option, and I'm just gonna pay down my debt with my credit cards and stop worrying about financing shit with Karna, and just pay with my credit card. Then the next month, just pay off my credit card, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm done. Because between my credit cards, I have way more credit limit than what the hell they gave me. You know what I'm saying? I have way more. So I'm gonna pay down these credit cards, and I'm gonna be able to buy whatever the hell I want to buy. And with my Bank of America credit card, I could get the freaking 17 Pro Max, 2 terabyte. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not worrying about it. So I'm done. I'm gonna pay off my debt with these credit cards and screw Karna. I'm done with Karna. Done. Their whole bullshit of not having my back when people do fraud. I'm good. I am good. They don't have nobody's back. They just care about themselves and then sending you the collections. That's all they know how to do. Send you the collections. But you see, it doesn't say nothing about specs here on this phone at all. But you could get this phone for free. You know what I'm saying? You could get it for free. Look, right here it asks you basically full price. That's what you're gonna click on. You don't want to finance it with that smart bullshit. That's a scam. Smart pay is a scam. Are you new to Total Wireless? Yes. You're gonna click there, add the cart, and then it's gonna tell you what plan you want to choose. See, step two, choose your plan. So it lets you choose from, you know, the $45 plan, which this is what I'm talking about on the live stream. You see, 42.50 for the first 3 months on auto pay. So what's the whole point of keeping your phone on auto pay if you're gonna lose the discount? No, take that shit off of auto pay. Get your 3 months worth and then take that shit off of auto pay. Makes no sense. See, all of them say the same thing. First 3 months, $5. So you're getting a $15 discount for the first 3 months, and then they take this. Even if you got your phone on auto pay, it doesn't work. But anyway, these are the three plans you could choose from. These are the differences. This one, the $45 plan, which is 42.50 for 3 months, only picks up 5G, low band 5G, and LTE. And then it says unlimited data, talk, and text, 10 gigs of hotspot, international text messaging to Canada and Mexico. So you didn't even get, oh, yeah, calling and text messaging, my bad. And 30 days of service. I don't know. It doesn't say taxes and fees included. So I don't know if the tax, no, taxes and fees are not included with these plans. And the bad thing about Straight Talk, I think they change your billing cycle every 30 days. So that's another thing that I don't like. But anyway, we got 5G. See now the $55 plan and $65 plan, what you see here, 5G UW 4 times faster than 5G. Okay. So now you're in the C band spectrum, you know what I'm saying? And millimeter wave. And right here it says it unlimited data, 30 gigs of hotspot, 100 gigs of storage, and text mess. And this one has unlimited hotspot at 5 megs per second. And these two plans are really worth it. You know what I'm saying? So if let's say if I was to pick this plan right here, right? Let's just say this one. I'm gonna get the phone for free because you see, it tells you right here. It says, "Do you want to do auto pay for the first 3 months?" See your account to review auto each month. Cancel anytime. So if you choose not to, you're gonna pay 55. So you want to pay 50 for the first 2 months, okay? 3 months, I mean. Then you're gonna hit continue. Then right here, it's gonna ask you if you want to add a tablet to your line. And of course, I have a tendency of saying, skip offer, baby. Skip that offer. So you see all these plans when it says right here, data included, unlimited data included, unlimited data included, unlimited. So it is unlimited. Okay, but the difference is that this $44 plan, the silver one, you could beat the product at any time, just like the $25 plan from Visible. So we're gonna hit skip that, right? And now it's gonna show you, look, $50. So basically, I'm saving $154. So total due right now is $50. You see? It says the Moto G 2025 free. You see what I'm saying? So they're not lying. Once you go to checkout, you're gonna get the phone for free. Watch. Mm-mm. Here we go. See? It wants me to create an account, but I'm basically at checkout. You see? And I'm gonna pay the $50 plus tax. See, free shipping. So it showed me yesterday with taxes, I would pay $53 for the Moto G Power plus the plan. So that's really competitive. From what's up, Booker? What's up, bro? This is really competitive from Straight Talk giving you free phones. You got the A17 for free, or you got the Moto G Power 2025 for free. And out of the two, I would say the Moto, and I'm gonna tell you guys why. The Moto is IPX6, IPX6, IPX7, I'm sorry, and IPX8 water and dust resistant. The Samsung Galaxy A17, I know it's new from 2017 or 27, sorry. It says 17, 2026. And the A17 is only splash proof. So it's not even water resistant. It's splash. I'm sorry, I said splash proof. I meant splash resistant. So that cannot be. You can't be caught in rain and it'll drown your phone. You can't drop it in the toilet by mistake because it's gonna drown your phone. You can't drop it in the pool because it's gonna drown your phone. So if I had a choice, if I had to pick out of these two phones, I would clearly choose the Motorola because it has a water rating, a higher, way higher. It has what you call that, basically it has the water rating that I have on my iPhones. So, these are mid-rangers and these are water ratings that are on high-end phones. So that's why I think it's really good. But other than that, man, like I said, Straight Talk is a great deal, man. You get truly unlimited data. And I mean truly unlimited data that can't be slowed down. So that's the bad part. That these two phones that they're promoting really hard right here, which you guys can see right here for free, they don't support millimeter wave. And I could let you hear it straight from Gemini. Watch. Does the Samsung Galaxy A17 for Straight Talk support millimeter wave ultra wideband?
Based on the latest technical specifications, the Samsung Galaxy A17 5G Model S176V for Straight Talk does not support millimeter wave, wave 5G. It is designed to connect to 5G sub-6 GHz networks. While it can access Straight Talk's 5G network, which operates on Verizon's infrastructure, it will primarily use the low band and mid band C-band frequencies rather than the high frequency wave ultra wideband nodes. Quick spec breakdown. 5G support, sub-6 GHz, FDD and TDD. Key 5G bands, N2, N5, N41, N66, N71, and N77 C-band. Missing, high-frequency wave bands, typically N260 and N261. What this means for you: even without wave, the phone supports N77 C-band, which is what Verizon, and by extension Straight Talk, uses for the majority of its 5G ultra wideband coverage today. You will still see significantly faster speeds than standard 4G LTE in many areas, but you won't get the extreme multi-gigabit speeds found in very specific outdoor spots like stadiums or dense urban street corners where wave is deployed. Note: Straight Talk's marketing sometimes uses 5G ultra wideband to describe their mid-band C-band coverage as well. So while your phone might display a 5G UW icon, it is likely using the mid-band spectrum rather than the wave spectrum. Would you like me to compare the network speeds of the A17 with a model that does support wave?
No, it's okay. So anyway, now let's go. Does the Moto G Power 2025 for Straight Talk support ultra wideband millimeter wave? I don't know why people leave.
Like the Samsung Galaxy A17, the Motorola Moto G Power 5G 2025 for Straight Talk does not support millimeter wave, wave ultra wideband frequencies. It is strictly a sub-6 GHz device. This is standard for budget-friendly phones in the Moto G series, as the hardware required for wave, specialized antenna modules, adds significant cost to the device. What to expect on Straight Talk? Even though it lacks wave, you will still get a very fast 5G experience because the phone supports C-band N77. Here is how that translates to your daily use. 5G ultra wideband icon. You will still likely see the 5G UW or 5G plus icon on your screen in many areas. On Verizon's network, which Straight Talk uses, this icon appears when you are on C-band, which this phone fully supports. You can expect speeds ranging from 100 megabits per second to 600 megabits per second in good C-band areas. You only miss out on the gigabit speeds, 1000 plus Mbps, that occur in very specific line-of-sight urban locations. Reliability. Because it uses sub-6 GHz, your 5G signal will actually be more reliable indoors and around corners than wave, which is easily blocked by walls or even trees. Comparison table. Moto G Power 2025. Feature. Supported? 5G sub-6 GHz low band. Yes. 5G C-band. Mid-band to the lot about N77. Yes. 5G wave. High band. No. Verizon/Straight Talk UW icon. Yes. Via C-band. Bottom line, unless you spend your day standing directly under a high-frequency small cell in a major city center, you won't notice the absence of wave.
But I technically will, Gemini, because I live in a city where there's millimeter wave around the corner from my house.
That definitely changes things. If you have a wave node right outside your door, I can see why you'd want a phone that can actually talk to it. Unfortunately, even with that node nearby, the Moto G Power 2025 and the Samsung Galaxy A17 for Straight Talk will still ignore it. Because they lack the specific physical antenna modules for wave, bands N260 and N261, they are effectively blind to those high frequency signals. Why these phones won't connect? Hardware limitation. Manufacturers usually cut wave antennas to keep the price low. Even if you are standing directly under the node, these phones will default to the C band, N77, or low band signals coming from a tower further away.
So there you go, guys. So why me get one of these phones that are locked to the carrier, right? That I can't really test millimeter wave and it only picks up sub 6. For that, I might as well buy an unlock phone. So that's what I did. I got the A26 in mint green. It will be here tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow. Freaking Amazon Prime drops it off, Amazon logistics, whatever they want to call it. Hopefully, they drop it off in time. So tomorrow you will be seeing the unboxing of the Samsung Galaxy A26, which has also a Exynos processor. I forgot which Exynos processor it is. And it has it doesn't support millimeter wave because it doesn't. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Because the phone, the phone was either meant for Cricket or Metro. It's not meant for me to be able to use it on visible. Well, it pick up C band, yes, it will, because it does have N77 and that's my text messages. My daughter sending me a whole bunch of messages. Um, I just got it to copy, the message ringtone from Twitter. So I'm not getting no tweets. It's my regular text messages. So anyway, I got the A26 from Amazon, fully unlocked, dual SIM. I can even drop a SIM card. It supports memory card up to 2 terabytes. It is IP67 water and dust resistant. It has a 6.7 full HD Super AMOLED display, 1080p. It comes with 200 gigs, 256 gigs of storage, and 8 gigs of RAM. So that's what sold me on it. The fact that it has 256 gigs. And with the accessories, the case, the glass screen protectors that I bought on top, and the case that I got brings a glass screen protector, but I wanted more. So with the phone and everything, and the glass screen protectors and everything, it came out to like 200. The phone is 220. It was like 249, including accessories for the A26. So I got it, and it'll be here tomorrow. Okay, it will be here tomorrow. Now I know the thing that's gonna irk me is that it's gonna be a miracle because my brothers does not deploy 5G UC as you guys seen. It got all the updates. The A26 does have an update, like my brother already got Android 16. So that's what I like about it. The phone is supported for another 6 years. So basically, that the A26 came out last year, so it still has another 5 years of support. You know what I'm saying? So it's supported all the way till 2031, which I think is awesome for security patches and updates. So, that's why I decided to get it. And if I put it on Metro, I could definitely get insurance for it because Metro has BYOD insurance and Cricket does as well. So, that's the great part. All I got to do is either go to the Cricket store or go. So I might end up using the Samsung Galaxy. I'm going to go tomorrow and go to the Cricket store and get a SIM card and activate it. Most likely, I'm going to be using the Samsung Galaxy A26 on Cricket. You know what I'm saying? And I'm keeping the iPhone 15 Pro on Metro. You get what I'm saying? Or I might, go to the Metro store and get a SIM card and do vice versa, put Metro on there. But the thing that's going to irk me is that's not going to say 5G UC. Which Samsung, if you're watching this, come on, man. If you sell unlocked phones, because I bought it straight from Samsung. Samsung is the seller. It's not a third party seller. This is Samsung selling their own phones on Amazon. They got their own little, Samsung store on Amazon, just like everybody else does. Even Best Buy has their own little Amazon store in Amazon. That's why Amazon's worth, like $5.5 trillion. Okay. So anyway, they have more money than all the banks in the United States put together. Amazon does. So anyway, moving forward. I feel like you guys should, if these phones say unlocked for the US market, because that's what it says on your own description, Samsung, then it should pick up 5G UW on the icon should be displayed. If I want to use it on visible with visible, and I get a visible SIM card, I want it to say 5G UW, okay? And if it's T-Mobile, 5G UC. If it's AT&T or Cricket or any subsidiary company that could display the logo 5G plus, that's what I want to see. I don't understand what's the big deal. Like that's what irks me on my brother's phone. He's connected to N41, and I'll get N41 speeds on his A26, but it doesn't show the icon. It just says 5G. And 5G, what Samsung needs to understand, when it displays 5G, that means you're gonna think you're stuck on 5G plus. So you can pick up C band. I could pick up 5G plus from Cricket, which I got a lot of C band from Verizon and AT&T here in the Philadelphia market, and I'll be getting like 500 down, but you guys are gonna see the display say only 5G, and that's what gets under my skin. So hopefully tomorrow when I do this full unboxing, and speed test the phone after I activate it. So of course I'm gonna have to edit the video. I'll do the unboxing like I did the last time, use the tripod, and tell you guys I'll be back after I activate the phone, come back and speed test it. And hopefully it does display the 5G plus signal or the 5G UC signal. Because if not, I'm gonna be really upset. You know what I'm saying? To me, that really makes my ADD kick in. Like it really bothers the crap out of me for a phone that says unlocked for the US market does not display the band that is connected to. And I think that's what the display means, guys. When you're connected to 5G, that means with T-Mobile is N71 and I forgot N66 or something like that for low band 5G, and that's when it'll show 5G on my phone on my iPhone. And then when it's connected to N41, it'll say 5G UC. So I think the same thing should be with the unlocked phones. And this is an unlocked iPhone because I bought it straight from Apple. So Samsung, you want to compete so bad with Apple, start doing what Apple does. What the hell? My phone is not an unlocked US phone. My phone is basically a world phone. It's unlocked so I could use it anywhere. I could go to Japan, put a Japan eSIM. I could go to North Korea, put a North Korea eSIM. I could go to Guatemala and put a Guatemalan eSIM from a company out there. And it still shows that it'll display if they got 5G, 4G LTE, 3G. It has all that. So just like Apple knows how to do the right thing, Samsung, you need to start doing the same thing. What the hell? Because every iPhone I ever owned, from the cheapest to the most expensive, will always show the right display. I never had an iPhone that would pick up N41 and not show 5G UC, or vice versa. It'll be low band 5G and it won't show low band 5G. Like that's ridiculous, Samsung. We're in freaking 2026. You feel me? Like you guys should be up in the game. Up in the game. Comcast, hold on. Connect me if I am wrong, but the N41 band are owned by T-Mobile after they bought Sprint. Yes, Sprint had plenty, a whole bunch of N41. They had megahertz again. I don't even know. I think Sneed would know. I don't know if it was like 500 megahertz of N41 or 1,000. I know they had a lot. They had a lot of it, and T-Mobile wanted it. Basically, T-Mobile got saved by Sprint. If T-Mobile would have never bought Sprint, they would have been out the game. Seriously, T-Mobile would have been out the game because T-Mobile, the N41 has helped T-Mobile so much. It's not even funny. Seriously, Shadows. The N41 has helped T-Mobile immensely. You know what I'm saying? So N41 saved T-Mobile from going expired like the dinosaurs, and that's a fact. Now, am I mad at AT&T for buying the N41 that what was it? Yeah, N41 buying N41 that they don't need from US Cellular? Yes. I felt like when T-Mobile bought US Cellular, they should have got all their spectrum. Not only, force T-Mobile, well, let the merge go through, but you have to sell this N40. But we need it. No, the merge is not going to go through if you don't sell this N41 and this N71 and all these other bands. Like FCC, DOJ, butt the fuck out. Seriously, butt out. Freaking US Cellular was a regional carrier. There wasn't a nationwide carrier. So there's no reason why you should have made T-Mobile obliged to you guys and say, no, you know what? You're right. We're gonna let AT&T waste 3.5 billion on 100 megahertz of N41 that we need, but we're gonna let them buy it because you're forcing us to let them buy it. Like, come on, man. And this is crazy for real. This is, but God, it all has to do with politics. Come on. When who was the president when T-Mobile wanted to buy and US Cellular? Joe Biden. So, the Democratic side of the FCC and DOJ are more anal with stuff. You know what I'm saying? They're the ones who made T-Mobile sell booze. They're the ones who made T-Mobile change the name of, you know, change the name of Boost, I'm sorry, changed the name of Metro to Metro by T-Mobile in order to buy Sprint. They made them dilate Boost. They made them get rid of what was that? Virgin Mobile. Remember, Virgin Mobile was still alive until this whole freaking Democratic because yeah, when T-Mobile bought Metro, merged with bought Metro was 2014. Who was the president in 2014? Obama. So hello, another Democratic DOJ and FCC. If it would have been a Republican DOJ or FCC, they would have never give a crap about it. They said you can have. They would say you can have all the spectrum, and AT and T-Mobile would be ahead. I'm serious. Right now, they would be the number one carrier. If they would have never had to sell out them assets, that N41, because that's what pisses me off about AT&T. AT&T is sneaky, grimy, and I dislike them a lot because they bought N41 that they're not gonna use. What's up? What's up, Jimmy? What's the whole point of AT&T buying N41? They rely on N77, which is C-band. They don't need N41. They just did it so T-Mobile wouldn't have it. That's the only reason they bought it. Because if AT&T would have said no, we're not gonna buy it, Verizon wasn't gonna buy it, and guess what? The FCC would have had to swallow their pride and well, I guess you can keep that 100 megahertz of N41 that US Cellular owns, T-Mobile, and you can deploy it on your own. Like, come on, man. This is just it's just disgusting, man. What's up, Jimbo? It is really, really disgusting. Seriously, I get disgusted with companies that want to hurt other companies. Like seriously, wherever T-Mobile has congestion right now with N41, that 100 megahertz, that would have been lovely. That would have been lovely. I might have been more than 100 megahertz. I'm not exactly sure. Sneed would know how many megahertz was, but AT&T buying that just so T-Mobile wouldn't get their hands on it. It's just grimy. And then the Democratic FCC and DOJ just disgust me more by letting them buy it. You know what I'm saying? When they knew AT&T doesn't need it, they know they're not dumb. These people went to college. These people went to school. They know about the American carriers. They know T-Mobile's the one that has N41. But you know what? I don't think this is fair. I think this is like monopoly. But like I said, when it comes to Disney, they're scared of Disney. I have never seen the FCC or the DOJ tell Disney, you can't buy NBC News, you can't buy Fox News, you can't buy Marvel, you can't buy DC. No, they'll let freaking Disney run wild out here in the United States. They don't give a crap. They don't stop them from doing nothing. They don't stop them from doing nothing. Because guess what? When Disney bought Marvel, who was the president? Joe Biden. When Disney bought Fox, was it Fox? Yeah, I think Disney bought Fox, or was it NBC? One of them big news, for billions. Even though that was going to be monopoly. Who was the president? Obama. There you go. So the Democrat Party has no issues when it's a Democrat owner because the CEO of Disney is Democrat. All right, the CEO and the stockholders are Democrat. So when it's a Democrat-owned company, they could do all the monopoly they want. All the monopoly they want. Okay? All the monopoly they want. And that is a fact. That is a fact. This is not conspiracy theories, guys. This is facts. All right. If Disney wanted to sit here and buy Verizon, they wouldn't stop it either. They're like, oh, go ahead, man. You're a Democrat just like us. We're not going to stop it. And people look at the FCC and the DOJ like, what? Are you serious? Yeah, let them buy Verizon. I don't give a shit. It'll be Disney by Verizon, or Verizon by Disney. They don't care. They don't stop Disney from doing nothing. For real. They really don't stop Disney from doing anything. They really, 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 really don't. They don't stop. They don't stop Disney from doing nothing at all. It's just crazy, guys. It's really, really crazy. Really, really crazy. Disney gets to do highway robbery with no issues. No issues whatsoever. And that's what pisses me off. That's really what pisses me off. Like, be fair. That's all I'm asking. Be fair. For real. Be fair. You gonna let Disney be a monopoly? Then let freaking T-Mobile, when they buy a company, let them keep all their assets. Not have to sell them just to make you guys happy. Well, no, this is kind of a monopoly. Well, shut the hell up. I didn't. I swear. Back. No, but that's different. That was a Republican president though. When was it? That AT&T and T-Mobile. I mean, T. Oh no, that was Bill Clinton. That dude was like more Republican than freaking Democrat, because he let AT&T and Singular merge, and they were the two biggest carriers in the United States at that point. They were bigger than Verizon at that point, back in like 2006, somewhere around there. And I'm sorry, no, that wasn't Bill Clinton then. Bill Clinton was the president when? I can't remember if he was in the 90s or the early 2000s. I can't even remember. What I don't know is that it was a Democratic president, and they let it go. So that was, Bill Clinton was one of the coolest Democratic presidents that the United States ever had. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm talking about president. I'm not getting into that whole Weinstein files rabbit hole. I listen. I'm on my business. Whatever they did, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. That's above my pay grade. What's up, Walter? So that's the thing here, man. Like, it's crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? You should let companies, if somebody buys something, that's like if they when they let Disney buy Marvel, they would have like, okay, well, you could only have Thor, you could only have the Hawk, Incredible Hawk, and you could only have Wonder Woman. I mean, not Wonder Woman. What's the name of that? And Doctor Strange. That's it. You could only have Hawk, Doctor Strange, and yeah, I think it is Wonder Woman, right? Wonder Woman is not from DC. I think it's from Marvel. Wonder Woman and Thor. That's it. You can only have those four. You can't have nobody else from the Marvel. No, they let Disney buy the whole shit. Everybody's included. Except Spider-Man, because we don't own the rights to Spider-Man. That's true. Sony owns them rights. And they are not trying to sell. Sony, and that's crazy. And Sony is a whole bunch of Democrats too. Because whatever his name is, Tony Motorola, whatever his name is, he's Democrat too. So they don't play nice with each other. Even though they're both Democrat CEOs, they don't play nice with each other. He tells Disney to go shove it. I ain't selling you my rights to no damn Spider-Man. Now what? So they got to come and get into agreements when you see new Spider-Man movies that are produced by Marvel. You know what I'm saying? And I don't blame Sony. I wouldn't give that shit up neither. That makes them millions of dollars. When this new Spider-Man movie comes out, they're gonna get bread. They're gonna get a lot of money. Okay, a lot of money, guys. A lot of money. So that's what gets me mad. All this has to do with tech. They let other tech giants buy other tech giants with no issues, but poor T-Mobile, my favorite carrier, no, you got to sell this. You got to get rid of this. You got to get rid of that. That's why I despised the FCC and the DOJ when Joe Biden was in the office. I just had a disdain for them people. Seriously, a big disdain because they only care about the Democrats. And when you're in the FCC, you're supposed to be neutral. Even if you're down with one party, you're supposed to be neutral. You're not supposed to say, "Well, no, we're going to let Democrats run havoc out here and merge as many companies as they want. And if it's a Republican company, we're going to put a clear stop to their nonsense because that's not cool." You got to be fair. You have to be fair. Being fair means you're going to do the same thing you do with a Republican Party, the same thing you would do with the Democrat Party. Just because you don't like them, that don't mean shit to me. You have to be fair. End of story. You don't let T-Mobile get all their assets when they bought Sprint. You had them sell off a whole bunch of N71 to Boost. That then Boost sold it to freaking Mr. Tesla himself, and now he's gonna put it on Starlink. It's gonna be Starlink 5G coming pretty soon. You know what I'm saying? You always doing this grimy stuff that I don't like. Be fair. The next time freaking Disney wants to buy something, make them sell part of the company to somebody else. But I bet you guys won't do it, right? The FCC and the DOJ, you guys are not gonna do that shit. Well, what is this YouTube you talking about? Yeah, I'm talking about the damn truth. People gotta wake up and smell the coffee. This shit ain't cool. The FCC wants to pick and choose who they're gonna let do stuff. We're not gonna let these cell phone companies run wild out here, but we're gonna let Disney do it. We sure as hell is gonna let Disney do it. So, like I was saying, when um Verizon bought Altel Wireless and got their spectrum, they didn't have to sell another spectrum wire. I mean, Altel Wireless a spectrum. They didn't have to do that. They didn't have to sit here and say, you know what, we got to sell half of this company just so we can merge. No, they didn't have to do nothing of that source. Nothing at all. Not even joking. Nothing at all. They didn't have to do nothing at all. And that is a fact, man. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. And all I'm going to assume this on this live stream real fast, no ignorance is going to be tolerated. But I guess you guys don't know about the new updates to YouTube. I could have your whole little fake channel deleted in 1 second. So don't play with me. This channel, the last 4 years have been drama. Well, yeah, the last 4 years have been drama free, and they're gonna stay drama free. So go get a life. So anyway, back to what I was saying, talking about tech while rudely interrupting myself, but I have to make that clear. So no trolling. You will be blocked and your channel will be deleted. So anyway, back to what I'm saying. Um, it's gotta be fair. It's gotta be fair. And I think it was unfair that under the Biden administration, T-Mobile had to sell, basically U.S. seller had to sell their however megahertz of N41 to AT&T when they don't even want it. They're not going to use that shit. They're not going to use it. They just wanted it because they didn't want T-Mobile to have it. That's it. You know what? We're going to buy it. You think this is smart? Yeah, I think this is a smart idea. We should buy this M41, even though we're never. And I hope they get sued by the new Republican. I think that would be nice. The new Republican DOJ and FCC make it up. Make AT&T sell the N41 they bought from US Cellular, or if not, fine them $2 million. Hurt them in their pockets, okay? That's what the new FCC, the Republican FCC, needs to do me a favor, okay? Me as a voter. Grab that N41 and make them sell it to T-Mobile. Be like, you got to sell it, or we're going to give you a $2 million fine. Do you want a $2 million fine, or are you going to sell the N41 to back to T-Mobile? Because you guys did this shit out of spite, and spite is disgusting. Okay, being spiteful is disgusting. Very disgusting. And that's a fact, man. People think that politics don't. Politics got to do with everything. Politics got to do with everything. Politics basically run the world. Everything is politics. Boost Mobile needs to AT&T needs to find a new place to replace the tower they took off the hospital, and that's why I'm dealing with congestion here at my house. When I used to get like almost 700-800 down at nighttime. Oh well, you know what I'm saying? We gotta kiss the new governor's butt in New Jersey, plus the mayor of the city of Trenton. We gotta kiss their butt too to see where we can put this at. And that's a fact. They need licensing, they need clearance, they need all this paperwork, and they need to spend all this money. So yeah, everything is politics. Whether you like it or not, everything's politics. You're living under a rock if you don't know that the government dictates these carriers and where they put their stuff at. You're living under a rock, and that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just tired of the bullshit, tired of the unfair shit, tired of every time that is a Democrat president, the FCC and the DOJ find anything to do to screw T-Mobile over. It is like T-Mobile. It's like I don't know. Maybe was John Ledger Republican? Maybe I don't know. Was Mike Seberg Republican? I don't know. They never talked about politics, so that was probably the problem. Hold on, is John Ledger John Legend? Because that's what I call him, Legend. The reason why we got unlimited talk, text, and internet. Okay, just in case you didn't know that. So you know what I'm saying. So I guess that's the issue. They were like, I don't know. Maybe he's neither or. Maybe he's just how you call that when you don't vote, you're just in the middle, independent. The independent. Well, if he's not with either side, we're blocking this. We're blocking this. We are blocking this merger. He has to be Democrat. The CEO of Sony's Democrat. The CEO of Disney's Democrat. We need everybody to be Democrat. No, you don't. I hate the fact that politics dictates a lot of things in the U.S. It's just it's crazy. Seriously, it is really crazy. And I think for the next in 2029, I'm not voting. I'm gonna be independent all over again. You know, and even now, um, I'm like in between. Seriously, I'm seriously in between. Seriously in between. I'm like, it's crazy. It's just really crazy. But like I said, they need to stop blocking T-Mobile when they purchase one of these companies that's basically going bankrupt and forcing T-Mobile to sell the company's assets. Well, you can buy it, but you can't have all the spectrum. Like I said, that's like when Disney bought Marvel and they tell them you can buy Marvel, but you can't have all the characters. That's crazy. Like saying you can't have Iron Man, you can't have Captain America, you can't have the Incredible Hulk, you can't have Doctor Strange. You feel me? And they didn't say that. They said you're buying Marvel, you're buying it as a whole. The only character you can't have is Spider-Man because that's owned by Sony. So that's just crazy, guys. It is really crazy. It makes me sick to my stomach that they actually do stuff like this. Politics should never be involved with cell phone companies because at the end of the day, these politics are not paying my bills. They're not. They're not paying none of my cell phone bills for that matter. So my own money's paying for these bills. So they shouldn't dictate where a tower needs to specifically go. If somebody wants to put a damn tower on the damn rooftop, as long as if the roof supports it and the tower crew finds a way where it doesn't come down on top of the house and ruin anything and end up in the living room, then let it be. Let it be. But like I said, politics go into everything. Politics really have to do with a lot of things. The way we eat, the pyramid of the food group, you know, what's allowed in the United States, what's not allowed in the United States when it comes to food. You know what I'm saying? Do you understand that most of the food that we eat, most of the candy that we eat are banned in certain countries? Look it up on YouTube. It's not conspiracy theory, it's true. Skittles has so many different types of things that can give you cancer that they're not allowed in China, they're not allowed in Europe, they're not allowed in North Korea, South Korea, they're not allowed in India, they're not allowed in a whole bunch of different countries. And then people wonder why you got cancer. I never smoked in my life, I never touched a cigarette. Yeah, the food and the candy, all that dye nine, and you find stuff that you find on weed killers and plant killers that you spray on your lawn for the bugs. You'll find that in cereal just because it has a non-lethal amount, and it preserves the preservatives is what I'm talking about, to preserve the cereal longer, and it has stuff that I could actually kill you and give you cancer. And then people in the United States wonder, I never smoked a cigarette. Why I got cancer? Why did my baby get cancer? Why was my kid born with cancer? The stuff that you're eating, the candy that you're eating, the stuff that you're consuming. Hello, the baby's in your stomach. So maybe you didn't get the cancer you were supposed to get from eating these things, but your kid got the cancer. And that's a known fact, man. You need to wake up and smell the coffee, man. Really, people in the United States needs to wake up and smell the coffee. And that's why I said like I'm in between. Because right now I sound more like a Democrat than a Republican, for real. But it's just facts. Facts are facts, man. Facts are facts. So that's why I've been counting the candy calories I mean the candy, how much candy intake I eat, what candies. I haven't ate Skittles in like since like 2023. It's about to be a whole 3 years without me eating Skittles. And I'm not joking. I'm not ever buying a bag of Skittles. It's gotten so bad with the Skittles that Dollar General stopped selling Skittles. Not even joking. They stopped selling Skittles. And I think that's the best way you can do. It's a bad thing you can do. Skittles over here trying to give people cancer. Yeah, man, the preservatives, I understand. Yeah, non-lethal amount till you keep eating it. It could be a non-lethal amount, but if you keep consuming the same product, consuming it, it's going to become a lethal amount in your body. And that's what you need to understand. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know I got off of tech, but it's the truth. I mean, and they get away with it. And then they say the World Health Organization gives a crap, right? If they did as much as what, they get paid off. That's exactly what happens. Corrupted as hell, they get paid off. Yo, man, say, health organization will give you $5 million if you say our Skittles do not give people cancer, even though we know it gives people cancer. And they're banned in China and North Korea and India and all of Europe. You know what I'm saying? The whole United Kingdom has us banned. But we'll give you $5 million to tell these Americans that here in the US that it's safe to eat. Okay, no problem. And that's exactly how it happens, man. Just like the cartels in Mexico and other countries buy the cops, and you got cops that are corrupted because of the way they get paid and any extra money, so they become corrupted. That's the same way the food works here. They're corrupted. You throw them a couple of dollars and you're a huge billion-dollar company. Here you go. You know what I'm saying? Here you go. And do you think Skittles wants me to say this to you guys? I don't give a shit. I fear no man but God. You feel me? Other people will be like, yo, that's crazy, bro. Don't be saying that. That's you going in too deep into the rabbit hole. I don't care. All you gotta do is look it up on YouTube. Look up the companies that have Skittles banned, so you know I'm not lying to you. That's all you gotta do. You'll find like 300 videos talking about reasons why Skittles are banned in different countries because of the ingredients that can give you cancer. Maybe that is why Trump was the U.S. to stop funding the WHO. Yeah, I mean they're not doing their job. They could be bought. How can I take somebody serious that could be bought? That a big corporation can say we'll give you a couple million if you lie, and they sit here and lie, and they don't care about us. They don't care about our kids being born with cancer. They don't care. If anything, when we're sick, we're worth more money than we're not sick, and that's a known fact. The freaking medicine organization is worth trillions of dollars. Trillions of dollars. They're bigger than the drug cartels. Drug cartels are not worth trillions of dollars. But guess what? Legal medicine is. So you're worth more to them when you're sick than when you're not sick. And that's a fact, guys. You need to understand that. We live in the greatest nation in the world, but doesn't mean it's perfect. There is no perfect nation. I feel like if you could be bought, I can't trust you. In the United States Health Group, I can't trust them. You know what I'm saying? Now that people are lashing out on Skittles, is that major retailers are stopping selling them. I used to see them a lot at Walmart. Now I don't see them at Walmart either. Skittles, because once you look, you understand we have the power. We the people have the power. If you complain enough about something, they'll have to get rid of it. If we all stand together and we say, if you don't stop putting these dyes that could cause cancer, I don't give a shit about these preservatives. Screw your preservatives. If you don't stop putting this in the food that I feed my kids, I will stop consuming it. What? That shit will do a whole 360. A whole 360, guys. A whole 360. You know what I'm saying? A whole 360. So yeah, you can consider me a bell whistle, whatever you call that. When people put, big companies and put them on blast, a whistleblower. But Skittles can't do shit to me. I never worked for Skittles. Never cared for Skittles. Well, I did at one point, but then when I started doing my research and people here diving deeper on YouTube about what could give you cancer, what gives you diabetes, and all this stuff, that's when you really start taking shit into consideration. Candy's not the only corporate that gives you a diabetes. Red meat does. All that, all them steaks and cow meat and pig meat and all that all can give you diabetes. But yet the food group shows you that you should eat red meat, a lot of red meat. And then when you end up with diabetes, you're like, yo, I never had a candy a day in my damn life. Why do I got diabetes? Because of all that red meat you ate. Right? Like I said, everything could be bought, man. That's the part. Everything could be bought. Trust me. These movies that we see on TV with corruption, it's true. You know what I'm saying? You might think, oh yeah, this is a movie. No, that's real. Corruption is real. Corruption is real. What's up, OG Tech? What's good, broski? But enough about politics, guys. Let's get back into tech. Like I was saying, it's messed up that the Straight Talk phone, because look, we're gonna go on the Verizon website, right? And you're gonna see that the Verizon postpaid ones, watch, or we don't even gotta do that. All I gotta do is ask Gemini. Gemini is gonna tell me if the Verizon version of these phones contain millimeter wave. Does the Verizon branded A17 phone have millimeter wave?
Based on the current 2026 specifications for the Samsung Galaxy A17 5G, The Verizon branded version does not support millimeter wave (wave) 5G.
Oh
While
shit.
Verizon often adds wave, branded as 5G ultra wideband, on their high frequency bands like N260 or N261 to their flagship devices, the Galaxy A17 5G is a budget tier smartphone. For this model, Verizon's 5G ultra wideband marketing refers to C band N77, which is
Okay, so yeah. Okay, so yeah, it's all across the board. It only picks up mid band, so it's a budget friendly phone. That's why, because they say it's more expensive to put, millimeter wave on a phone. Booker, what's up, Booker? The truth always comes to the light. Yeah, you're right about that, bro. But a lot of people are afraid of the truth. Let's be honest. I had like 25 to 30 people watching at one point, and as soon as I start talking about corruption and how things could be bought, people start leaving. People want to live in a bubble, bro. That's the problem. Nobody wants to open up their eyes. Most people just want to live in a bubble. Oh no, I'm blocking that noise out. I'm covering my ears. I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear about corruption and food giving me cancer or giving me diabetes. Why you don't like hearing the truth? It's like they say, the truth shall set you free. We notice a new login. Yeah, I know. That's my other phone, bro. But thank you for letting me know. Chime. So yeah, guys, man, look, it is what it is. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to be the Wayne Barrett, the bearer of bad news, but my name's Bad News Alex. You guys know this is called Raw Tech, baby. Raw Tech, Alex Raw Tech. You feel me? Raw Tech. So it is what it is. So at the end of the day, you could choose not to believe or do your own research. That's what I did. I didn't just believe, I did my own research. Man, look, even Gemini. Let's see if Gemini answer that question. Let me see real quick. Where's Gemini at? Gemini. Mhm, mhm. Gemini. Gemini. What is that Skittle has that is not good for you that is banned in certain countries? Watch this.
the ingredient in Skittles that has sparked controversy and bans in other countries is titanium dioxide, TiO2. Used primarily as a whitening agent and to make colors more vibrant, it has been the subject of significant regulatory action and health debates over the last few years. The controversy: titanium dioxide. Why it's used. It is a pigment used to give Skittles their bright colors and provide a smooth, opaque finish. The health concern. In 2021, the European Food Safety Authority, EFSA, concluded that titanium dioxide could no longer be considered safe as a food additive. The primary concern is genotoxicity, the potential for the substance to damage DNA or chromosomes. Where it's banned. The European Union officially banned titanium dioxide as a food additive in 2022. Other ingredients under scrutiny. In addition to titanium dioxide, other synthetic dyes found in Skittles have faced bans or restrictions. Red dye number 3. Banned in the EU and several other countries for years due to links to cancer in animal studies. In January 2025, the US FDA also announced a ban on red dye number 3 in food products, with a compliance deadline for manufacturers set for 2027. Yellow 5 and Yellow 6. While not universally banned, countries like Norway and Sweden have previously restricted Skittles due to concerns that these dyes may cause hyperactivity in children. Current status, as of 2026. Following years of pressure and shifting regulations in states like California, Mars Wrigley, the maker of Skittles, confirmed that it removed titanium dioxide from its U.S. product line by the end of 2024. By early 2026, the company has also begun offering synthetic dye-free options for its major candy brands in the U.S. to comply with new state-level food safety laws and changing federal guidelines. Would you like me to check if a specific alternative candy or snack contains these ingredients?
There you go. And who got that done, Mr. Donald Trump, baby? You see that? He said in 2026. So that means that Donald Trump, as soon as he stepped into that White House, he said all this BS is going to change, or if not, you'll be bankrupt, Skittles, and all you other candies. So you see that? That red dye causes cancer. Studies done by the UE in Europe tested on animals, not on us, on animals. And the red dye caused the mice and multiple animals to get cancer. So there you go. I love that, Google's there and I fact check stuff. So you can never sit here and say, oh, Alex, you're doing conspiracy theories. No, you heard it right there. Donald Trump banned dye number nine and red dye, yellow dye, and other dyes too that are known to lead to cancer and other things that are harmful for your battery for your body. So I'm glad. You know what I'm saying? That's why I voted for him to make changes. I might not agree with everything he's doing, but making it so we don't get cancer off getting eating damn candy. Yeah, I think that's a big step in the right direction. The trolls. Oh, let's talk. Oh yeah. No, I was already doing that, bro. I was already doing that with Samsung. You wasn't here. I hate the fact that Samsung doesn't show 5G UC or 5G Plus or 5G UW on phones that are completely unlocked, sold at Amazon. They need to fix that ASAP. ASAP Rocky. I'm going to be here for another 4 minutes because my niece is here today and she's got to go to sleep. So, it's been a pleasure. I hope you guys liked the live stream. If I offended anybody, I'm sorry, but I let you guys hear the proof. And look, let's ask another important thing because I care about you guys as in general. You know, what are concerns about red meat giving you diabetes? Why does it give you diabetes?
Research from major studies through 2025 and 2026 has strengthened the link between red meat and type 2 diabetes. While red meat doesn't give you diabetes instantly, like a germ gives you a cold, consuming it frequently, especially processed versions, triggers several biological domino effects that impair how your body handles sugar. Here is heme iron, which the body absorbs much more easily than the iron in plants. Why it's a concern. While iron acts as a pro-oxidant, it creates oxidative stress that can damage the cells in your pancreas. Makes the result. When your pancreas is damaged, it keeps blood sugar stable. 2. An insulin resistance, like ribeye or ground beef, is often saturated fats. Concern indicates that excess saturated fat in wrong places like the liver and cells, called intramyocellular lipids. The result: these fat deposits physically interfere with the locks on your cells that insulin is supposed to open. This is called insulin resistance. Your body makes the insulin, but your cells ignore the signal, leaving sugar stuck in your bloodstream. 3. Preservatives, nitrates and nitrites. This is the primary reason processed red meats, bacon, sausage, deli meats, are considered much riskier than a plain steak. Why it's a concern. These meats are cured with nitrates and nitrites. In the body, these can turn into nitrosamines, which are toxic to the beta cells in the pancreas. The result: a 2023 study published in PLOS Medicine found that people with high exposure to these additives had a significantly higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes. 4. Inflammation and weight. Inflammation. Frequent red meat consumption is linked to higher levels of C-reactive protein, CRP, a marker of systemic inflammation. Chronic inflammation makes insulin resistance worse. Weight gain. Red meat is calorie dense. High consumption is often linked to increased abdominal fat, which is the most active type of fat for producing hormones that cause diabetes. Comparison of risk. Meat type. Increased risk, per serving per day. Processed red meat. Bacon, hot dogs. Approximately 46% higher risk. Unprocessed red meat, steak, pork chop. Approximately 24% higher risk. Bottom line: you don't have to go vegan to protect yourself. Recent dietary guidelines suggest that replacing even one serving of red meat per day with nuts, legumes, or soy can lower your diabetes risk by about 30%.
And that's why I choose not to eat it. I eat chicken. All I've been eating at McDonald's on my lunch break is chicken nuggets. I swear I am so paranoid because diabetes runs in my family. My uncle died, he had diabetes. My grandma died, she didn't die from diabetes. Well, yeah, diabetes did kill my uncle. It made diabetes is bad because it stops your kidneys from working. and both of my uncle's kidneys gave out, so he died in Puerto Rico back in 20. What was it? 2024? Yeah, no. In 2018 was when my uncle died. Yeah, 2018. No, I'm sorry, 20. My grandma died in 2015, so he died 2 years before. 2013, my uncle died, and it was because he got diabetes, and it ruined his pancreas and his kidneys, and he died. You need both kidneys to live, guys. You can't live without kidneys. So that's why I'm staying away from red meat. Um, you have a higher chance of getting diabetes from meat than from eating candy. And I'm cutting down on the candy too. I'm seriously cutting down on the candy. I'm not eating as much candy and snacks and sweets like I used to. I might drink a sweet tea at McDonald's. I might, we got to take care of ourselves. And me, almost being 44, I got to really start taking care of myself. I got a grandson now. My kids are older. I want to stay around. You know what I'm saying? That's not the only problem with diabetes. You know, diabetes could really hurt a man as a man. So yeah, my Galaxy S25 is unlocked, and this shows. Yeah, I know, but I don't know why. I understand. I would believe that because it's a high end phone. But on the low range phones, you know what I'm saying? Like if you get an unlocked A17, it might be a hit or a miss that it'll show 5G UC. So, if you're not buying it straight on the Samsung website, it doesn't have no really guarantees. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, we'll find out. We will find out because I will be activating that phone on, you know, that Samsung Galaxy A26 tomorrow, and we'll be finding out if it shows displays 5G UC or not. We'll find out together. We will definitely find out together. But guys, once again, sorry for getting off track of tech. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to bring that up to your attention. Samsung Galaxy S26, baby. Yeah, that'll be out at, I think, by the end of this month, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah. But guys, take care. God bless and be safe. I'll make sure I do another live stream tomorrow. I'm gonna end this live stream because I know my niece wants to come upstairs and go to sleep, and I don't want my brother calling me like, "Yo, bro, my daughter got to go to sleep," and you're still doing a live stream. She got school tomorrow, so I'm gonna go get some rest, guys, because I gotta get up early too tomorrow. So, guys, take care. God bless and be safe. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I'm definitely gonna catch you guys on the next one. And like I always say, man, if I offended anybody, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I am who I am. I don't understand why people, you subscribe to my channel and just because of certain things that I say, you unsubscribe. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not mad at you. You're gonna do whatever you want to do regardless. You get what I'm saying? You're gonna do that regardless. So, it's like Ric Flair used to say, and the saying goes, you can't cry over spilt milk. You feel me? But that's basically what I had to say. You know what I'm saying? Because I noticed I lost so far 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I lost already like 15 subscribers today just because I said what I said. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. People are going to stay and people are going to go. People are going to get mad at you because of certain things and other people won't. So it is what it is. Not going to stress myself over it. But guys, thank you so much for your support. Keep supporting your boy. Um, I'll probably do some speed testing before 12 o'clock. I got to go drink some Tylenol because my head is pounding. My migraines are acting up because I'm not getting enough sleep. So yeah, Alex, I support you all the. No, I know that. I know that, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart, bro. For real. But it's just some people get mad with certain things you say. They don't agree with it. That's why I was telling people, look it up. If you don't believe me that meat has certain things that give you cancer, look it up. If you don't believe me that Skittles had things that could give you cancer and probably diabetes, look it up. You see? And now everything got changed because of Donald Trump. So I'm glad Skittles had to stop doing what they were doing to make us sick. So maybe I might try Skittles now in 2026. Now that I know that all the harmful chemicals that can make you sick and give you diabetes or cancer is gone out of it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, guys, take care. God bless and be safe. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. And thank you to Advance to the replay crew. Make sure you smash that like button to replay crew. And I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one tomorrow. Take care. God bless and be safe. You already, guys. And thank you so much for watching, man. Appreciate it. And to the people that watched, I think that left. I know you guys will probably be around again one day. Just stay tuned. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't disagree with something, just comment it like, yo, how do you know that? And I'll tell you. Look it up on Google. Look it up on YouTube. Look it up on TikTok. That's all. Because these people show proof. They don't just talk, they show paperwork. You know what I'm saying? This is what's known to do this. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that hard. And before I end this live stream too, trolling will not be accepted. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I got to say about that. Trolling will not be accepted. You will be blocked and your channel will be hidden. You feel me? And if you irk me bad enough, your whole channel will be gone. The new terms and conditions for YouTube, you're not allowed to come and harass a YouTuber on their live stream because your whole channel could be deleted with one button. So thank you to YouTube. Appreciate you guys, man. I love you guys, man. That's why to me, YouTube is one of the greatest, or if not the greatest platform to be on. Because with these updates that defend us as content creators, where when people just want to disagree and come in here with troll accounts and say dumb stuff, getting your whole little troll account deleted is going to hurt more than me engaging on ignorancy and saying anything to you. So just know that. Don't come in here. I don't care if you disagree with what I'm talking about. All you have to do is say, "How do you know that?" Not come in here with a troll account and start saying all this dumb stuff. You don't know what you're talking about. Shut up. Just like you do in the comment section. That's just ignorant. You know what I'm saying? That's just dumb. But other than that, guys, take care. God bless and be safe. Just again, turn on that bell notification. You never miss one of my videos. My niece is coming upstairs to sleep, so I gotta go. You all ready? And thank you for watching, guys. Deuces.